Yes, after confirmation of the very first case of COVID 19 in Uganda, we saw quite a number of things get to change. And while it's true that a number of pundits have been saying that we slept in one world and woke up in yet another, after the announcement of a number of restrictions that are all geared towards saying that we do not get to die because of COVID 19, we've seen a number of things get to happen. And while Uganda eyes the fourth phase of the pandemic, having hit the 1,000 mark already for the COVID 19 cases, at least it's on record, and it should not be doubted that we have not registered any death because of COVID 19. But well, we have been able to register a number of COVID 19 related cases. And why should that be true, or what validates that statement? It's that we've seen a number of deaths that are coming because of domestic violence. We've seen a number of cases that have sprout out because of police brutality. One would safely argue that these could all be COVID 19 related deaths because they are all accruing to the measures that were put in place by the president and enforced by our men and women on uniform. And listen, we are not anti-police. Not any one of us wishes to say that police is doing a bad job per se. We are not anti-police. Ugandans are not anti-police, but they are anti-police brutality. Well, I think we have a lot of them that are dutiful, responsible, law-abiding, and very responsible men and women on uniform. But we do think that we have a few that still need to be weeded out. Listen, there is no book that you can get to read and figure out how not to be a victim of police brutality. Some of us have shared our dose of tear gas, live bullets, rubber bullets, among others. While everyone is swiftly not happy about what is happening in the country, including the tensions, among of which we can get to say that the candidates may not certainly have to sit for the national exams, the final year students and each and every other person that is worried because of the same pandemic, not because you're going to die, but because you may incidentally die because of the circumstances. And listen, I think this is the perfect period for us to have a discussion that spans within the confines of a dialogue, a conversation that will have how we deal with police brutality and the discipline of our men and women on uniform. While this has been a perfect time for reflection on a number of things, including the health systems in the country, the space for the schools, the infrastructure, the funding for the education, basically, the organization and the infrastructure around, in quotes, the capital city. All those need really to be reflected about or reflected on per se. And just like it has been said by a number of people, that I think this is the perfect time for us to learn about all this. And I will remember and I will revisit one of the famous quotes by one of the biggest world leaders, Winston Churchill. After the Second World War, he had to say, and I quote, "Never let a good crisis go to a waste." Off quote. Never let a good crisis go to a waste means that let us not waste the COVID-19 pandemic, or let us not waste the COVID-19 crisis. Let us use this as a perfect time for reflection on, one, the discipline of our men and women on uniform, but every other thing that has really showed us how we should behave in the current or even in the future. And I think it's not past the time that we can be able to learn and get to have a complete discussion around the same. God bless you.